So, we've all heard the phrase digital gold thrown around, right? Usually people are talking about Bitcoin. But beyond the flashy headlines and the crazy price charts, the actual mechanical blueprint of how the system sustains itself without any central authority is just a truly fascinating piece of engineering. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to cut right through the market noise and look directly at the underlying mechanics of the Bitcoin network. We're diving into exactly how the code enforces scarcity, secures transactions, and keeps the entire ecosystem running day in and day out. Here is our agenda for today. 1. Meet digital gold. 2. How transactions actually work. 3. The magic of mining. 4. Scarcity and the halving. And 5. Why Bitcoin matters. Okay, Section 1. Meet digital gold. So Bitcoin remains the ultimate blueprint for the whole crypto industry. It runs on foundational blockchain technology, but you know what's still absolutely wild to think about today? Its origin. This massive global financial network was launched by Satoshi Nakamoto, who then just completely vanished. They left the open source code behind, and to this day, their identity is a total mystery. The whole thing kicked off in 2009, right in the brutal aftermath of a massive global financial crisis. This decentralized, purely digital currency just quietly came to life on the internet. Section 2. How transactions actually work. Let's track a transaction from point A to point B. Step 1, you broadcast a transaction from your wallet. Step 2 is verification. That request hits a vast network of nodes that check the blockchain's history just to make sure you actually have the funds you're trying to send. Step 3, specialized computers, which we call miners, compete to solve really complex math puzzles to officially confirm it. Step 4, once it's confirmed, the transaction is grouped into a block and permanently chained to the previous blocks. And finally, Step 5, the recipient's wallet updates. It's a completely digital, totally transparent journey. Moving on to Section 3, the magic of mining. Proof of work is literally the beating heart of the network security. Miners use massive banks of powerful computers to compete against each other to solve these cryptographic puzzles. Now, this requires immense real-world energy. Actually, immense doesn't even really cover it. We're talking about computational power that rivals small countries, which is a fascinating quirk of the system all on its own. But this massive effort is exactly what makes faking a transaction practically impossible. So, why burn all that electricity? Well, because the very first miner to solve the puzzle wins the right to add the next block, and they are rewarded with brand newly created Bitcoin. It's just a brilliantly elegant incentive structure. The heavy lifting that secures the network is the exact same mechanism used to mint new coins. Section 4. Scarcity and the halving. 21 million. That is the hard-coded ceiling. Satoshi Nakamoto programmed this absolute maximum supply limit directly into the protocol's DNA. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. This digital scarcity is the foundational feature that drives its entire value proposition. But contrast that absolute maximum with where we are today. Over 19 million Bitcoin have already been mined. That means the vast majority of the total supply is already out there in circulation. The window for creating new supply is getting smaller and smaller. To stretch out the creation of those remaining coins, the code relies on a really clever mechanical feature called the halving. Roughly every 4 years, the reward that miners get for solving blocks is cut exactly in half. It's a totally inescapable, mathematically programmed reduction in new supply. You can see just how dramatic this mathematical progression really is. Back in 2009, a block reward was a massive 50 Bitcoin. Fast forward to the 2012 halving, it dropped to 25. Then 12.5 in 2016. Down to 6.25 in 2020, and in 2024, it halved again to just 3.125 Bitcoin per block. The tap is being slowly, permanently turned off. As our source notes, the direct result of all this is that each halving makes Bitcoin progressively more scarce in terms of daily supply. Historically speaking, when demand stays steady or grows while the new supply is literally chopped in half, this programmed scarcity has correlated with upward pressure on the asset's market price. Section 5. Why Bitcoin matters. Taking all those mechanics into account, the macro picture really starts to clear up. We've got a truly decentralized network with no central bank, no CEO calling the shots. Thanks to proof of work, transactions are highly secure and fully auditable. It's a completely borderless system allowing instant global value transfer. And because of that unchangeable 21 million limit we talked about, it functions as digital gold, a decentralized mechanism designed from the ground up to preserve purchasing power through absolute scarcity. Because of that halving cycle, the very last fraction of a Bitcoin isn't expected to be mined until around the year 2140. That is well over a century from now. So the big question we have to ask ourselves today is, what exactly will the global economy and this digital gold standard look like when that final block is solved? It's a system built on pure math, designed to outlast us all. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.